ESPN's dick riding of LeBron James is so hilarious. And with Bronny James being in the draft combine, ESPN has reached new heights of dick sucking, bro. It is absolutely embarrassing, and it's the reason why I don't watch ESPN or FS1 or none of these television, quote unquote, sports media, because they all compromise. I mean, the stories have come out about LeBron James and Clutch Sports Management out here making phone calls to certain sports media, trying to keep LeBron James' name in a good light. It's a few sports analysts that's on that LeBron James Clutch Sports payroll. And this is the reason why people will rather watch random YouTubers who make videos about sports, because they're going to give their honest opinion. They're not going to be biased. They're not going to be compromised. And they're not going to spew a bunch of bullshit. And this is the reason why ESPN had to go out and get a guy like Pat McAfee, who was on YouTube doing better numbers than them, because he was real and authentic and the people could relate to him, and he didn't have to sell his soul in order to and play favoritism to certain people. He told the truth and it was entertaining while doing it. But this conversation right here between Kendrick Perkins and these two quote unquote female analysts for ESPN was so hilariously bad and just showed just how compromised ESPN is and how much they are willing to just dick ride and dick suck LeBron in order to make him happy.
But at the end of the day, right, we're talking about Bronny, and my thing is I want him to write his own book. And I didn't like when LeBron showed up to the draft combine for the simple fact that if you're trying to detach yourself from him, then you don't show up. You let him have his moment.
Like, we've seen highlight videos, but he has not spoken for himself all that much. And so I think that's a good sign. I think what I'm hearing, look, he's not a Nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like, he got a legitimate NBA player. He's not a Nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like, he got a legitimate NBA player.
This is #1 bullshit.
He's an NBA caliber player. I would just like to point to these stats to, show how much of an NBA caliber player Bronny James is. So in his freshman year, coming off the bench for a losing USC team, he averaged 4.8 points per game, 37% field goal shooting, 27% from the three-point line, 67% from the free throw line, 2.8 rebounds per game, 2.1 assists per game in 25 games. That stat line right there has NBA caliber player written all over it, bro. A freshman, he's averaging 5 points per game on horrible efficiency, 37% from the field, 27% from three. That guy is an NBA caliber player. No wonder the Europeans is coming over here and kicking everybody's ass, because if that is the definition of NBA caliber player, if this is what you can have as stats as a freshman coming out of college to the NBA, that's your stat line, and that is what we are calling NBA caliber player, we're in trouble. We're in fucking trouble. It just shows you how ESPN is willing to get on their knees for LeBron James and do whatever they can so that they can have a positive relationship with LeBron. This is supposed to be sports media, unbiased, and this right here is just straight up bullshit what this lady just said. He's not a Nepto baby. You take any other NCAA freshman with this stat line that Bronny James had, they would not get talked about. They wouldn't even have came out of college, because they already knew there's no way in hell they would have got drafted. They would be at the collegiate level trying to do what they can to develop their game and get better. Bronny James is taking up all the headlines for the NBA draft. Nobody else is getting any type of coverage. They have not talked about anybody else in this draft combine other than Bronny James, bro. And there are so many other guys who could be first round draft picks or lottery picks that could be getting media coverage to help better their stock in the draft, help them get higher up on the draft boards. But instead, they want to talk about this guy who's possibly going to be at best a low second round draft pick, or maybe even go undrafted. That is what you call nepotism. The only reason why we're talking about Bronny James is because of his father. The definition of nepotism.
He needs some more time to bake, clearly, but where's the best time for him to bake? Is it in the NBA on a roster where people are invested in his development? Or is it in a college where he has another coach that he feels comfortable with?
What?
Hey, look, let me say this. We have to stop. We have to stop. As the media and everybody else shining the light on Bronny, because it's other players that are that deserve our attention, right? The lottery guys, the guys that are actually that are going to get drafted in the first round. Like, we're talking about a young man that's possibly going to go late second round or not getting drafted at all. That I've never, in my 4 years of working here, I've never sat on the table where we're talking about a second-round pick.
But this is LeBron James' son, and that is a legitimate
but we have
storyline
to-
that one of the greatest of all times
I understand.
has a son trying to play in the
And you
NBA at
have
the
to
same
give
time.
Bronny
He's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like he got a legitimate NBA player.
That is the definition of nepotism right there. The only reason why we're talking about this guy right now is because of his father. The definition of nepotism. You just said he wasn't a nepto baby. He's an NBA caliber player. But when it comes to the reasons of why we are even talking about a guy that's going to be a low second round draft pick to maybe undrafted, it's because his father is one of the greatest players of all time. Nepotism. Thank you for proving yourself wrong.
credit for actually trying to say the right things and showing up in the right places. And at the end of the day,
And by the way, I like seeing LeBron in the stands as a proud dad. I like that. That's a great example for fatherhood.
He's the #1 scorer in NBA history.
What does that have to do with his son being at the draft
Scottie Pippen's
combine?
kid was playing on the Lakers a couple
we
years
didn't shine the light on Scottie Pippen's son like this. We can't move the goalposts.
He's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like he got a legitimate NBA player.
See, there they go, back to the bullshit. This man is the #1 NBA scorer of all time. What the fuck do that got to do with his son? What does that have to do with anything about his son? His son ain't scored a single damn point in the NBA. Why does that matter? Nepotism. Once again, and being compromised. These motherfuckers are on the LeBron James payroll. ESPN wants to do everything they can. They want to dick suck LeBron. They want to dick ride him. That way that he can keep answering their phone calls and, maintain a good relationship with him. That's the exact reason why. And then y'all see how they keep giving him credit for shit that don't matter. Well, he's professionally answering the questions and he's doing a great job with the questions. We don't give a fuck about the questions or how professional he's answering them or how professionally he's dealing with the media. How is his game? Can he play in the NBA? Is he an NBA caliber player? If you look at his stats, fuck no. The scouts are saying, hell no, he's not an NBA caliber player. He needs to go back to college and develop his skills a little bit more. But they keep trying to give him compliments of how he's handling this shit. Nothing about his game, nothing about how he plays, nothing about ways he can improve his game. It's just all about, oh, he's answering the media so well. He's doing such a great job. LeBron James is a great father supporting him at the draft combine. Who gives a fuck about it? Nobody cares about that shit. Can he play in the NBA? That's all motherfuckers is asking.
When we say nepo baby, that means that you have the same career, parents to child. And so for those
somebody's a Hollywood producer, their son or daughter gets a job.
But if he has the same dreams and he does get a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, this is the guy who has. But can we talk about this, y'all? This is a guy who's given his life to the game, LeBron James. And if the byproduct is that Bronny gets a little bit of a nod, maybe there is though. Maybe that's okay.
Because
What?
This is a guy who's given his life to the game, LeBron James. And if the byproduct is that Bronny gets a little bit of a nod, maybe there is though. Maybe that's okay.
Because he's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like he got a legitimate NBA player.
These two motherfuckers are the stupidest motherfuckers I have ever listened to. I'm losing brain cells just listening to this dumb shit. Listen to what this lady just said.
This is a guy who's given his life to the game, LeBron James. And if the byproduct is that Bronny gets a little bit of a nod, maybe there is though. Maybe that's okay. Because
Bro, y'all just said, oh my fucking goodness. They literally just said he's not a nepto baby. They keep trying to say this is not nepotism. This is what I'm talking about, bro. This is why I can't watch sports media no more. Because you got two dumbasses that's sitting up here. He's LeBron James' son. LeBron James is the all-time scorer. He gave his life to basketball. And if Bronny James, gets some special treatment because of that, then that should be okay. So is that not nepotism? Why are y'all sitting up here saying that this is not nepotism, but then your entire argument is that it is nepotism? Like, they are so stupid, they don't even see how dumb they look. And then they talking about Scottie Pippen's son. Bro, Scottie Pippen's son barely got any coverage. Shaquille O'Neal's son barely got any coverage. Gary Payton's son barely got any coverage. Michael Jordan's son didn't get this much coverage. I mean, we can go on and on forever. Like, bruh, there are so many NBA players whose sons did not get this kind of media coverage. But of course, it's LeBron James, and we all know LeBron James loves to compromise the media, control the media and the narratives, putting phone calls in behind the scenes, telling people, hey, can you please do this for me? Or can you say this about me so I can look better? That's what they do, bro. And this is why you cannot watch this shit no more. And this is why more people will rather watch the random dude sitting at his crib making YouTube videos about sports than to watch these clowns on ESPN talk all damn day, because all they're gonna do is lie and bullshit, and it just makes your brain hurt because they're insulting your intelligence. Like, the only reasons that they have given us a why Bronny James is such a big topic is because he's LeBron James' son. But then in the same breath will say that he's an NBA caliber player.
Because right now LeBron is still at the peak of his game where he has the leverage to maybe get the Lakers to draft his son.
What do you mean by that?
He's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like, he got a legitimate NBA player. I wouldn't. However, if it's got to be done, that's the only way. That's the only way. Look, he's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like, he got a legitimate NBA player.
Bro, this shit is so foolish, y'all. Please stop watching these clowns, bro. Just let the ratings tank, bro. Fuck ESPN, fuck FS1. Fuck all these motherfuckers. As y'all all heard the stories, bro. They all compromised, bro. All these motherfuckers is on the LeBron James payroll. Even Kendrick Perkins, bro. Kendrick Perkins, a guy who defends LeBron every time, bro. That's his bro. He love him to death. Defends, goes to the end of the world. Even he recognized how ridiculous this shit is. Even he recognized that this is some bullshit. Why are we talking about a guy who is going to be possibly undrafted versus guys who are going to be drafted, and we could be helping putting them out there on a national television scene, helping they draft stock? But no, we're steady talking about a guy who probably won't even be drafted. This right here is my problem with sports media. We got the fucking NBA playoffs going on. Arguably one of the best playoffs of all time, and this is what we talking about. LeBron James' son, compromised at his motherfucking finest.
Get ready for the second day of the draft 100%. On our network to be Bronny James Day.
He's not a nepo baby, okay? That's what you're basically saying. Like, he got a legitimate NBA player.